This will be episode 161, cycle 2766, and onward. Ah, we have a lot of work that we actually do need to do. But a lot of things I have to be very careful of. I probably need to purge. I think I might need to purge one of my systems. Once we get in, I'll double check it. Yeah, I know. Welcome back to Auction Very Much Included. Absolutely. Oh God, hordes. It's just being a menace. Good job, by the way. I noticed. Come on, ONI. I know that we're really far into the game, and I need to do a lot of optimization patches on the base, but, human, you could do it. Actually, let me double check on, Resource Manager here real quick. Yeah, about 50% of memory usage by ONI at this point. Oh, man. I'm still actually surprised how well my computer can handle ONI at this far in. I know a lot of other people's PCs would not be able to do this, and I still feel like I need to upgrade the CPU at some point because that's really the bottleneck. Ah. And yes, for anyone new here, welcome to Action Not Included. And welcome to my base. And while everything starts rendering in for the simulation, a lot of CO2. Oof. Pips are doing fine. It's always good to see. How's the nuclear reactor? Actually, just fine too. That's good. Temperatures. Okay, cool. So it should become water soon. Not to worry about it. You need to worry about that little bit of CO2 in the corner, but everything else should be oxygenated, so I think we'll be fine. Okay, that. Ah, so much stuff that needs to be done. How are you guys handling this? Collective wire. Oh, please make that. Thank you. Spoon, come back. Spoon? Spoon? Damn it. Where sometimes I do. Just starting and I do just like, ah, yes. Where are you taking that? You know what? Standing in the lock. Yeah, you are. Right, just leave that alone. No? Where are you taking it now? Devil bleach down. No. Where are you going now? Okay. Weird, but okay. Don't know where my dupes are running off to, but they're definitely taking their time when I need them to build this wire. It's like, dupes, come back. Also seeing we do have power, I can probably just vent this now. Yep. Let's check Friedel real quick. Temperatures should be pretty stabilized, actually. Oh, it's so close. I need them at 35 and they're at 34.3 degrees centigrade. We're almost there. I need those plants growing so I can actually house some Dracos properly. We're not there yet. We're definitely not there yet. And Drapola, how are we doing over here? Nope. Entombed? From where? What? What? So, I was talking about teleporting materials before. Yeah, this is one of those instances. As that's not actually leaking temperature right now. Or is it? No, that's not actually leaking temperature. That's not leaking temperature. This was. It's directly connected into here. But, how did this happen? I have no idea. Did a pipe break? No. Electrical wire? Nope. Air duct? No. Automation? Nope. I have no idea how this got to 200 degrees. And I have no idea where it came from. Because this is here. There's coal here, but it's negative 45 degrees. And the state change point is 276.9. How? Petroleum is only 86 degrees. Where did you come from? I am very confused. How the hell did this happen? Only 121 in there. Highest temperature is 262 up here. Did it have teleported through a wall? I have no idea. I legitimately have no clue. Well, because I have no idea, I'm gonna just seal this in as a just-in-case priority. Because I have no idea. I do not understand. The laws of physics are broken. Materials are flying through walls. Somehow a 200-degree object just slaps my steam turbine. And as you can see, it's freezing it out very quickly. So, yeah, I got nothing on this one, chat. YouTube, I got nothing. I don't even know where, like, how that happened. The petroleum isn't even warm enough. Not to mention, even if it had state changed, it wouldn't have done so in the pipe. It would have done so up here. I have no idea. Just randomly, like, oh yeah, I'm 200 degrees now. And now I'm frozen. Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's not even the fact of being too efficient. I have no idea how the materials even got there. like, I know the coal's there because there was a coal blob above this when I removed it, but I have no idea how the petroleum got there. There's no broken pipes. We came over the second and complained. So the dupes weren't even over here yet. And I have no idea how the petroleum got out, nor do I know how that hit high enough temperatures to state change into refined carbon. If this material could fall out, maybe, but that's what I mean. I just checked it. If you didn't notice what we were doing. There's igneous rock here. That's the only thing I can think of, and it's showing up as freaking 900 degrees, and I'm like, where did you come from? The only thing I can think of is here, Unless it did the teleporting thing that we had happen before, where we had materials go from here into here, which means it's falling through this tile, which is my only guess. But again, that also doesn't make any sense, because even if it falls as material, as you can see here, this is actually material, it's not actually interacting. Because technically the atmosphere is so low here and so cold that it's actually not lowering its temperature nor spreading its temperature. I know you are. But yeah, my best guess is we had some teleporting materials go through the wall here. But I don't know how. And I don't know how it's interacting with the objects around it when it's not connecting with them. $45.2. Yeah. When it's in material form, it's not going to do much. Well, we might as well remove it just in case. And that igneous rock is already negative 14. That's my only conclusion. But it doesn't make much sense when it's all in material form and the materials themselves don't exchange temperature very well to their surrounding environment. That's very odd. At least it didn't trap itself inside the machine again. As we had a material blob when I had to do the original recording for this, for episode 160, and the original one actually, after everything started breaking, we actually had a piece teleport in here. So we had magma sitting in this area, and this was already solidified, so I have no idea how it even got in there, but it went through the wall without melting the wall. So I'm like, okay, I've got teleporting materials again. Great. AKA massive. Oh, fuck! Very much an oh no! Why? How did this happen? What happened to cause this actual monster of a problem? Still debating about how we're going to get rid of this natural gas. Not like I can just put it into a vacuum chamber and remove it. It's a little bit too much stuff. It's possible to do so, but it's going to be a little bit tedious. And you took damage because... state-changing materials? Yep, state-changing materials. Okay, you need to go down. Yep. 210 should be fine and safe. This can't break 375, or sorry, 325, otherwise it'll break down. But it'll actually go higher temperatures. And yeah. Run the carbon dioxide skimmer. If you would. Damn, I swear to God. There's a tiny blob of carbon dioxide in that corner and nothing else. Probably should actually take the thermal octanator and shove it all the way down here as well. Just to improve the thermal transfer on this thing. Either that, or I could actually just add one tile right here, and that would do the same. Actually, no. Let's make that out of... I have aluminum! And so it shall be. There we go. Okay, that should dramatically improve its thermal capacity and usage. Let's see, Gene, you need to actually come back over here. And Stella right now. Oh, she is landed now. Good. Another mug for the pile. You wrangle and move 2. Eventually, I'm just going to put these guys in a door and just drop them into there, but for right now, I'm perfectly fine just letting them do as they need to. I'm so glad all of those are renewable resources. Supercoolant is great. best pure liquid insulator. Besides liquid steel, which is a little bit more janky to work with, but definitely is just as good. Also, Ersatz, why are you so hurt? Did you wipe out my bees again? You did, didn't you? Yep. You walked into the beehive and decided to make one very angry with you. In the process, you killed like 30 bees. I'm actually surprised you are still standing, my guy. Moderate wounds. That's an understatement. You were hit by like 20 nuclear bees. And these things are literally made of uranium. Good job. I don't know how you made them angry, but you definitely made them angry. Let's see, what else do we need to worry about? You need to come in here and repair this eventually. It's not taking any more damage, but it's definitely one of those. Probably should send somebody in there to fix that. Keep it a leader point. So, let's see here. Oh. Where's it? 4. How's the nuclear one? Nope, not yet. Still need to go and get this thing. I'm gonna grab any refined coal. At least with Stella. Kinda. Stella, you're not needed right now. I mean, I approve of your diligence of getting in the rocket, but you are not needed for this. At least not yet. The rocket has to be refilled first. And also dumped of all of its mass. And killing... How have you guys not finished this? 49,000 kilograms of mass. I don't get why they haven't finished it. Oh, wait. Roto is coming to save the day. Okay. Very weird that it took them this long to actually come down here, fix it. Should be set for super coolant. How is the power situation? Fully vacuumed. This needs to be vacuumed as well. Everything has to be made out of tungsten because it will melt otherwise, which would be very bad. Okay, everything else is plugged in. I have to get water into the chamber over here, by the way. So this will be eventually re-venting again, but I just need to make sure everything else is set. We also do not want these ladders here. That's liquid tungsten. Just so you know, Horts. I need tungsten so it doesn't melt. Because the only thing that will survive this is tungsten. Like, ah yes, totally. Yeah, I 100% could totally use another resource. Oh wait, nothing else can survive these temperatures. We're dealing with liquid tungsten. That's not happening. There's literally nothing in the game that can survive this besides tungsten itself. And even then, it's still concerning. Because thermium can handle 2,676.9. Niobium handles melting at 2,476.9. And tungsten doesn't melt till 3,421.9. I believe... Where is it? Carbon. Yeah, carbon is the only one that can somewhat come close, but I can't keep it in a solid state for machinery. So, refined carbon can survive 4,326.9. Yeah, I know, it uses tungsten rod. Yeah, I know. Won't fully melt several thousand degrees centigrade. Yep. And yet, we're dealing with temperatures that are instantaneously dangerous to steel. Like, the second this tungsten touches steel, it just goes, melt! And your machine goes poof. Which is really funny because it's like, oh yes. So, if I make something out of tungsten, that's a machine, it'll break down at only 75 degrees higher than itself, like than normal. Whereas steel gives it 200 degrees centigrade operating temperatures. Anything that is made out of tungsten, on the other hand, can actually survive all the way up to 3,421.9. So the button will outlast the actual gas pump in case of an emergency. If I made a tungsten pump here, this would just crack and break, but it wouldn't melt. But it wouldn't be operable either, because it would get too hot too quickly. It's actually a major problem. I think it's always been the weird thing about tungsten and oxygen not included is that tungsten objects don't melt ever. Like, it's super difficult to melt them because only a tungsten volcano gets hot enough consistently to be able to pull it. And liquid tungsten doesn't actually hold its heat very well. Its thermal capacity is very low. 0.134. Very much on the low end. Like, water is 1, so yeah. I think the bigger problem, obviously, is when it touches something that it shouldn't, and then it, explodes. Okay, first things first, let me connect this system here. Turn you off for a moment. You... And I need to shove a water pump there. Do I have a pincher pump somewhere that I can utilize? That's the bigger question. I do not believe that I do. We might have some spare water laying around, but I kind of doubt it. We're set for polluted. I should be able to do a little bit of a trick here. If I can get water into the tile that I'm currently selected on, and then break the tile below it, it will flow into both sides, but it should keep the lock on both of them too. And I can easily mop this side up because it'll be one tile. This is the one that I need the water actually in. Dupes, you come down and do this? Now then... water. Well, we have orders. I have no idea which one's gonna do it. Or how they're gonna do it. Oh, wait. I saw some water. Like spoons bringing a tiny amount. $22 kilograms. That's not enough. Probably 80. 80 should be enough for this room, I think. Also need to break this tile real quick. I'll just leave the pump on just in case. Shouldn't have an issue. Yep, 9.4 kilograms. Such a tiny amount down there. But it did seal the rooms. And I can also just mop that up. This is what I meant by the trick, by the way. If you just have water fall down, it actually forms a seal. So there will be leakage on this side, but it's fine. 0.4, 13. Wait, Hards, how the hell did you... How? No, seriously. What? How did you not... How? How did you do that? Actually, better yet, how did this happen? Cheapskate. You know what? That's fair. Also, you are a moron. Like, I'm sorry, but oh my goodness. Like, how? How did you fuck it up this badly? god. Like the IS-7 and IS-4 in World of Tanks, and you don't have either of them? What is wrong with you? That's like your thing. No, you don't! I told you to get an IS-7 before. You fucking madman. What are you talking about? You do the exact opposite of what I tell you sometimes, and it's very concerning. Especially when it's very obvious that you would enjoy it. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. It's not how that works. Like, no matter what you say, that is definitely not how that works. God damn it, Orts. Uh-huh. Cannot believe. I literally cannot believe that you fucked it up this badly. How do you do that? For what, 12 years in? And it took you this long? I'm actually stunned. Like, I'm actually stunned. Well, yeah, that's what that thing does. Like, absolutely. Okay. So let's get this thing spooled up. We should be able to get the supercoolant low enough that it's not too big of a deal. Probably need to actually add 2 beams to it due to the layout on the neutronium, because I need temperature transfer to the puddle. Turn this off for a moment. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back in here. Probably also want to add a little bit more water, because I don't think 300 kilograms is going to cut it. At least not for a small steam room such as this. It's probably going to need to be like 400 or 500. It's just a little bit too short. Hey, omelets. Nice. Let's see. Camilla with slow learner. Absolutely not. Sorry, dupe. Biohazardous. Not a bad one. Iron Gut's actually hilarious because it means that they can't actually get sick. They're rocketry, ranching, and building. I'll be honest, if Ari showed up early on, I would have probably taken them. It's not a bad selection of skills. The only real issue is that they are a rocketry pilot, which means interior decorator is not a benefit. They're quite a nasty negative due to the morale bonus loss. And then Hassan with Yokel and Not Sleeper, which Yeah, we're not taking that. I'm pretty sure I need to actually swap these. Yes. That needs to be turned on. That needs to be lowered to 5%. There we go. Yeah, let me go back in here. I need to convert this tile to tungsten. Yep. As noted, it is currently 229 degrees, and it's not actually temperature transferring very well. And you need more water poured on top of you. That way we can make a little mini liquid lock and go in. And I should be able to stake the rest of the resources in on top of the thermal aqua tuner. I am very worried about this. The reason I didn't get the IS-7 earlier was because I hated the Object 275 or 257. Wait, why? Also, big question. Why didn't you do it when there was the IS-8? That was along the way. Oh, 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 oh. Too much water. Good pickup, but much too much water. Okay, dupes, come break that. Ah. Yeah, that's fair. Also fair. I'm just surprised that you didn't progress beyond that point. You've had years to do it. And, of course, in 2023, late 2023, you finally touched it. Like, I'm very surprised it took you this long. Okay, dupes. I need you to empty that. That's all nice and finished. Let's move the ceramic out of there. Thank you. And we need to rebuild that. Also... I need the ice out of there. Spoon. Spoon. Thank you. Spoon, come back. That'll do nicely. Okay. And turn that back on. Now to freeze the system. It's already set for 80. Good. I will need to add more supercoolant, which is why I left this in. Come on, warm up. Warm up. Hmm. 13.8 grams made it past. Let's try 60 then. That might be just enough. I don't want it touching this tile. I guess 50 is actually too much. Okay. 50 on the nose? Yes, words. That is doubling. Lowered even further. Petroleum's a little bit easier to control. In most of these situations, why are you taking damage? How are you taking damage? Imparting all of its temperature directly into this metal tile, and yet even then has still too much. Can I only work with like 20 grams before this thing overflows? You gotta be kidding me. Give me a sec. Mop this up to make sure it's not technically teleporting. I have a sneaking suspicion this isn't actually there. What was that? What do you mean entombed? It happened again? Oh boy. It melted my pipe. That bastard. That actual rat bastard. God damn it. Let me make sure it's not teleporting through the wall again. It's not. Wait, how? No, literally, how? There's been no new material. What the fuck? Did the material just calculate that it could melt the wall, like the top piece? That's the only thing I've got. That is infuriating. Like, why? How? Explain, game. Fine, screw it. Dupes. Moving that there. The game seems to want to put a hole in my base. No matter what I do. It's possible the dupes pulled... Well, actually, no. They can't reach, can they? Can you? No, they can actually reach. I don't know why they would go in and grab it. This, by the way, is the thing I am very concerned about. Because we had teleporting magma last time, and I don't want that again. Now we're just having teleporting magma raining down on my base, and trying to melt a hole in my floor. Yeah, it's probably hot. Mostly because the cooling loop is not operational because it melted a hole through it. Again. Actually, this is the first time we've had a cooling loop literally melt through something. Ugh. That's concerning. Oh, that's fixed. Very much not in a good state, though. Also, I guess we're just going to use supercoolant for cooling purposes now. It's completely wrecked otherwise. Guess we'll queue up moving materials again. I just need my dupes to move the very, very, very hot igneous rock that somehow ended up down here. God, that's so much. No duplicate would have just manually dropped this. That's too much. I don't know how it got there. It's literal tons of the stuff. Not quite. Well, the petroleum situation is actually sorted, so all of it is completely automated. As long as we have more water than what I need, and when this tank is full, the whole system kicks on. So this will all run by itself. The bigger problem I'm having is teleporting magma into my petroleum generator. And that's what concerns me, because somehow there's over 16 tons of igneous rock. Yeah, there's like a full stack 25. I know. Really nothing I can do about it. Also, Kimlin just had a material... Oh no! The ice got too powerful. Shit. I just had ice into my my water droplet. Also, I need to scoot the supercoolant there. Oh, there's gotta be a better way to delay this thing. Even if I put a meter on it, it wouldn't be enough. Well, it is working. It's just sometimes it's going to 2, like right there. When it goes to 2 is when we have a problem. Because when you see the supercoolant go from here to here, that's bad. That means that we're overpressurizing this little blob, and it could come into contact with the magma. I should say not magma, but liquid molten tungsten. Oh, no. No, if you had a pure substance tungsten with no rock base mixed in or any impurities, you'd be looking at pure molten tungsten. And pure molten tungsten, in all honesty, would probably look really fucking weird. Because it's technically chromatic. Tungsten is, at least in a solid state. Pretty sure liquid tungsten also maintains that property even as a liquid form. Magma looks completely different to certain metals being completely purified in a smeltery. So liquid tungsten is no different on that front. We are going to lose some of the extra stuff. That is fine. The bigger problem is the steel going to completely destroy everything. Yes. I need to make sure this is all getting cleaned out anyway, and it was going to drop into the system anyway. So what we need to do, temperatures are already falling. Seal this. I need to vent this and then let it all fall down here, clean up the excess steel, and clean up the rest of the materials. I need to make sure that this is sealed while we do this. Because I did the testing before, and doing it in this manner actually worked. But doing it in the other way did not. So it's a little messy, but there's really nothing else I can do about it. Because if I tried actually doing 3 runs of this. One through the way I did it before, which technically worked, but it took 3 times as long. Doing it through this method, which is just melting everything. And this actually worked pretty efficiently. And then the other one was cleaning it up and then accidentally having it melt anyway because it was going to get too hot in the first place. So there was nothing I could do about it. So it's like, screw it. Just build your tile, let the steel melt what it needs to, and then come in and clean up the rest. I definitely have to seal this room real quick though. If it's only 180 degrees and you're in a literal super suit, you are fine. So if I do it the other way, I end up with about 90 kilograms worth of rock gas instead of the 10 per tile. So I'd rather deal with this than the other one. Also, you'll notice that the tungsten pieces, like the pipes and everything, perfectly salvageable. It's really weird. But yeah, the tungsten in here is actually pretty safe. And this also keeps the volcano nice and sealed, so we don't have to think about it. The only downside is testing. I did need to borrow the water. I don't like. I should be able to kick this down to about 124 degrees by utilizing the polluted water right here. And lower this to a 9 priority. Build that diagonally. Yes, you can. Okay. Now the fun part begins. So much liquid steel. Eesh. I'm still worried about this liquid filter. Like, in all honesty, I feel like I should keep it outside, but on the other hand, doing so seemed to cause more problems than it solved. And we need to poke a hole through here, which will stabilize it. It's gonna make this turn into a pretty nasty mess down here, but it should be fine. The only thing I had an issue with in testing was that this tile broke from time to time. So we'll have to wait and see on that. And it was always the one right in the middle. Now, one tungsten tile there. Let me pop that. Okay. Should be enough for shielding for now. I do need to send over more materials. Pretty sure, yep. Bell's rocket is all ready to go. 9 cycles to go there and come back. I was just kind of hanging out in the rocket. Okay. That works. You may launch when ready, Stella. Jean's already almost back. Off they go. Oh. Did that actually get warm enough to cause a problem? Why are you stopped? That is the bigger question. That would be the answer. Animation was slightly off. Only slightly. Enough to cause a problem. Be sure the rest of the system should be able to handle it. Yep, and vaporize just a bit. And we'll clean that side up. And this radiant pipe repair, if possible. Actually, most of this should just freeze because it's so cold over here. Yeah, most of that's gonna freeze out, so that's not too big a deal. Repair. This needs mopping again. Okay, that should be all good. tiny amount of water on top of that, which needs to be picked up. Problem is I can't really go in that room effectively. That's not a safe place to send it to. Kyo is actually the only one that can do this, so that's fine. Okay, Kyo, run. Oh no, they got shot in the face. Damn it. Well, that's all working. It's getting drained. Yeah, Kyo, you are the one. You're very close to reaching 100,000 rads per cycle. Okay, cool. Keep that locked. Okay, that's all back to normal. That shouldn't have an explosion again. The cooling loop was having a bit of a problem. There we go. Okay, cooling loop has returned. Pretty much, what's going on? Oh, I see the problem. Let's turn it and fix it. That's getting fixed. Everything else should be fine. Yes. Okay, let me head back to Killen. Oh, I wish I had enough for that. I want a Wolframite door. One that can survive the temperatures. Hey, we finally got a pinch of pepper nut. Oh, thank goodness. Yes. Actually, how long did it take us to get that? That's the bigger question. 179 cycles. While blasting the ever-living hell out of it with radiation. Make sure it can handle it's only at 10% of its maximum capacity, but that's a lot. Like that's so much. That's so much radiation I'm just dumping into that. Like, come on! Just mutate already. I need you to mutate. That's all I need you to do. It's so painful. But it's done. Another one off the list. Another true pain. Finding a nosh bean. Oh god, I'm gonna die trying, aren't I? I can feel it. I can absolutely feel it. Every time I think about it, it's like, oh yeah, you need to go back and grab a nosh bean. Oh. Really? There's the magma, good. Temperatures are already stabilizing well below what is required. A couple spots of superheated areas. Yeah, in testing, as I said, this definitely works. A little janky to do it, but now it's completely safe to enter the room. It only took a tiny amount. Now it did warm up this area up here, obviously, because we get an off-gas of materials. Is expected, but it only hit around 110. Yeah, not bad. The only real problem is coming back over here and adding an insulated tile, because that's actually what I need to do. Pretty sure I can just... handful of those. Yeah. Deconstruct that one, and then deconstruct that. There, and remove this. Now that the volcano is nice and contained, we really don't need to worry about it right now. And notice the temperature is barely moving. Whereas we're mostly sapping from 3,000 degrees, 3,600 to 1,000 very quickly. Because this doesn't really hold that much temperature. It's in solid form. It has a much better heat capacity. But only slightly. But it's still enough to cause a problem. Yeah, now we can actually excavate the volcano properly and clean up the place. I can probably also just crush the sour gas, what little it was created. I do need to strip this area. And this tile, I think it is this one right here, should be the one that I don't want to strip. Enjoy how the sand is turning to glass at the moment. Yep. And yes, the tungsten is losing temperature so rapidly that it's almost insane. Yeah, I need to regulate this even better than I am. It's overflowing, and that's going to cause a problem. Mostly because it's doubling itself. I really don't like this, but I think we're going to have to put a meter on it and set it to 1. It only sends one blob through at a time. Because if this thing overflows and it lands super cooling on top of magma, it's going to explode. Which is something we cannot justify under any circumstance. Now, this need to extend our insulated gas piping here. Actually, eventually this will just get removed anyway. So we'll just do that. But yes, we need to move the materials into our cooling area. Completely remove all the... Oh, completely vent this place. Yeah, I need to add an actual meter on this. Petroleum is so much easier to work with than supercoolant when doing one of these. It's like, it's very tempting to use petroleum, but I'm just kept freezing it out, so I'm like, screw it. I'll just use supercoolant. I'll pay the piper on the resource problems. Not the end of the world, just definitely an annoyance. Okay, good. You're cleaning that up. Now the fun part. Do we have a way to meter this without making me tear my hair out? Because this is the bigger problem. This needs to be raised. And this one's output has to go there. Pretty much meaning this has got to go 2. That goes up there, that goes up there. I cannot believe I'm about to do this one. The over-ND, oh god. Taking one of these is like, oh, what am I doing with my life? Yeah, as I said, this is the as tight as I can make it spaghetti mode. There's no other way to describe how cursed this looks. Limit to 10. Out into our shrinker, into the meter. Meter should hopefully reset the value. Just allowing this to only go with time. Not reading this part? The meter might not be reading this right. Shit. Nope, like that is properly separated. Absolutely wrecked because I can't transfer enough energy into the surrounding environment fast enough. Yeah, we'll have to go back in and clean this up. Aquatuner does not want to actually transfer enough energy. Mildly infuriating, but not the end of the world. The bigger problem is the overflow of supercoolant. I'm almost about to say 5 kilograms, but I think 5 kilograms at negative 200 degrees might not be enough to actually cool the liquid pump. Probably like 10 to 20 it feels normal. But I did not test the absolute limit of how cold that needs to be to actually impart temperature properly. At least on a pump. Definitely concerning. And we do need to get back in here and clean up the excess supercoolant. Oops, move that one. Just too much for the system. Add some more water. We'll go back in again. How much water? So 10 kilograms are keeping. I guess I can just lower this to 10 and cross our fingers and hope. The whole system has to run itself through, so gotta drain all of the supercoolant spare. The pump is getting colder. The supercoolant is imparting, or well, technically sapping the energy out of the pump. Which is good. Needed, thank you. Oops, I need you to go there. Check this one, and then build it. Do not auto repair it, I just need you to break it. I do not like the fact that we're only using 10. If something flashes, this will explode in my face again. This time it'll be because of bad machinery. More so than duplicates making a mistake. That's bound to happen at some point. Also, let's check our principles real quick. Ooh, a shovel. Unpracticed artist, but they're gourmet. Not interested. Beautiful bells. Caregiver ornamentals. Decorating. Not terrible. Not amazing there, Steve, but you're definitely better than the majority of dupes. Okay, first things first. The shovel. Need a shovel. Wrangle him. And when you're done wrangling him, immediately slap him. Here. Okay, someone coming to grab him. Thank you. First that's coming in clutch. Pretty sure I can leave him alone, he'll be fine. Down real quick, water is in, that's fine. Ooh, I need to send so much copper ore over here. It's concerning. That's very concerning. That one, I need metal ore, and I need copper. Okay. There. I know I get to get more materials. I may not have teleported. But now it looks like it's okay. Very worried about it. Dupes. Nope, never mind, that's all 9s. Okay. Pretty sure Gene is back. At least the Gene has landed. Now you prepare all of these. One on just in case for now. Going up. That's good to see. That'll be a while. Okay. It should hopefully be enough for at least a baseline platform on the water world. I need to send some stuff over to Cola. I knew it was not fast enough. So 10 it is. A stupid company, anyway. Petroleum, it was 80. Ah, okay. Oof. Station is already almost 6. Ugh, crap. Well, we've got the measurements down. Ah, I'm so worried about this. In testing, it worked. I just didn't do a heavy-duty amount of testing, so I didn't run this thing for like 50 cycles to see if it would explode at any point. But it did enough that I was able to at least start melting the space station. That's really all that matters. I'm having to build all of this just to handle one very spicy fluid. Oh boy. Because, yeah, liquid tungsten is a very, very, very spicy metal. Like, almost to an obscene level of... Oh boy, oh crap, no, 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 it's hot. We're on fire! And all my equipment is on fire. That's pretty much the general consensus. Hooray! The bottom laser growing, finally. Let's hopefully keep it that way. Actually, pretty close on that one. That's always a good sign. It's already got its way. We're getting closer and closer to Mind the Gap being done. Hmm. So far, only minimal teleporting resources. Nothing has jammed up the system yet. I'm counting that as a win. At least for now. Well, still need to finish on that. I need to take that resin back to base. Make sure everything is sorted before we do that, though. You cool down yet? Ew, absolutely not. Well, it's working through its problem. Seeing it's already 6 and all of the other technical issues before this, we're going for an hour and 30 already. Pretty good. I think I'm going to call this here, though. We'll get this all nice and patched up. I might make a demonstration little video on this entire system, but I don't know. This is pretty much just, this is the entire build for a 1-2 pump. Problem is, obviously, is this is hyper condensed. This tiny little area when normally you would have lots and lots of excess space. Mostly to prevent any sort of off gases. You can easily lock doors and seal stuff in, and it gives you enough space to fix problems. This, if something goes wrong, the whole machine's just gonna explode. Not the end of the world, just definitely a more frustrating fix-up if something goes wrong again. But for now, drop save. 2774. That was also the other thing. I was like, we're getting really close to 2777. Yeah, hopefully Mind the Gap will be completed soon. And then I can probably stick those rockets onto helping build the other bases so we can complete my own personal goals. But, yeah, I think that's all she wrote for the YouTube guys. Run on YouTube. Hopefully I will see you guys on the next episode.